So there is no shortage of the questions, the comments, the fears, the worries, and the debate that has gone on over the COVID-19 vaccine. But among all of these curious concerns and interesting discussions, there is a worry among a small group of people that the vaccine is apparently the so-called mark of the beast. Now, before we go there, and I admit this is somewhat of a strange topic, I want to first explain what the mark of the beast actually is. If you're a Christian, like I am, you're likely pretty familiar with the term. But if you're not a Christian, it's likely foreign to you. Maybe you haven't heard it. So I want to dive in. You will find that term essentially, well, the idea around it in Revelation 13:11 through 18. This is the last book of the Bible, and it's a book that a lot of people believe carries prophetic proclamations of what will happen at the end of the world, the end of days. Now, this book was written by the Apostle John, and he describes these terrifying circumstances involving two beasts, one beast of the land and one of the sea. Now, this latter beast, this is somebody who will be a diabolical person, according to some theological traditions, and this person will basically make people put a mark on their bodies. If you look at Revelation 13:16 to 17, it reads, quote, "It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name." Now, John goes on to say that that number is 666. Now, we've seen that number tied to evil in Hollywood movies and all of that, and we could spend a lot of time debating theology, but I want to get back to that original question. Is the COVID-19 vaccine the mark of the beast? Now, Pastor Greg Laurie at Harvest Christian Fellowship, he actually bluntly proclaimed recently that no, it is not. Now, the vaccine is controversial, and a lot of people refuse to take it, and that's fine, but Laurie noted that there is a clear reading of the Bible that notes, again, that the mark of the beast is a number, 666, and that people will be well aware, according to Scripture, of the fact that they are placing that number on their bodies. He noted that people taking the number, according to the Bible, would be, again, willingly pledging allegiance to the Antichrist. Now, we haven't talked much about the Antichrist, but he's part of this whole mix, which is clearly something that people taking a vaccine have not been doing, okay? So there are a lot of theological takes on the mark of the beast, and I won't get into all of them here, but regardless of that debate, one thing is clear. The COVID vaccine, according to the Bible, has nothing to do with the mark referenced in Revelation. You can feel free to debate the vaccine on other merits, I don't really care, but this worry that we're talking about here, it doesn't really hold water. Now, if you want to know more about the end times, I actually wrote a great book, a little plug here, The Armageddon Code, a couple of years back. It was my journalistic quest to understand the end times. Now, I want to point you back to Greg Laurie because he had something else to say, and it was basically, rather than getting swept up into all of this COVID-19 vaccine chaos, he said, quote, "Focus on Jesus Christ and following him." And that's great advice. We can never go wrong with that particular take.